discrimination refers to negative behavior that is perpetrated towards an individual or individuals because of their membership to a particular group. This behavior can range from slight indifference to curtailing one's opportunities or even violence.
There are different ways in which a person discriminates. There's passive, active. You can not make eye contact with somebody, you can ignore their presence, or that say ethnic slurs against them, or you actively try and reduce their social, political, economic opportunities by not allowing them trading activities, by hostile behavior, by violence, and there are so many other ways in which it manifests.
Discrimination based on race, religion, caste or other denominations is prevalent across India. In most cases, it stems from the idea that an individual or a group is considered outside based on any identity they might have.
We have enough literature to tell us that racial discrimination in India takes place against Northeasterners, which are indigenous members of the Northeast, when they live in the mainland. My research was to see what happens within the Northeast to mainland Indians. So I reversed this idea because most literature was very unidirectional. For this, I particularly took Sikkim. In our research at JIBS about discrimination in Sikkim of old settlers, we found that ethnic communities who have ancestry from the mainland and living in Sikkim do face discrimination, and the discrimination is both interpersonal as well as institutional. When we asked them about their daily lived experiences in terms of whether they face discrimination, what is discrimination, there was a lot of data that came up that said that they have similar experiences to what happens to Northeasterners in mainland. So they are also called with ethnic slurs, they are also there is also violence that is there against them, they are constantly feeling under threat and fearful. So these are some of the commonalities in experiences that happen, which gives you a very interesting idea that in India, if you move to a region that is not your own racially, there is a very high likelihood that you would face some kind of discrimination.
An example of this discrimination was a state provision as per which Sikkim citizens received income tax exemptions while Indian nationals living there kept out of this provision. However, this provision was later struck down by the Indian Supreme Court, which held that the denial of exemption was discriminatory.
Within the state, they have very little support, but they have to go to larger institutional bodies in the country to get their rights. A lot of people also said that they don't feel like they have equal rights in the state. They also feel that they are racially discriminated, but it has reduced in the last few years compared to what it used to be. Essentially, the point of our research at JIBS is to explore these spaces where discrimination takes place, how it manifests, and to give equal representation to all groups that are sort of suffering through this, and to provide policy frameworks where the government can actively take affirmative action against all groups that may be facing discrimination and its long-term effects.